quick episode 14. Of course, we are here to talk about the NBA playoffs is about to get kicked and started, man. Musa, what's good, man?
What's going on, man? We got some good basketball,
Today,
some good hoops today.
final day of the NBA season. We had some pivotal games. The Lakers beat the Pelicans. The Knicks took the number 2 seed. Milwaukee versus the Pacers in the first round. What else we got going on?
We potentially
Suns
can get
win.
Miami. You could potentially get a Miami versus New York first round, or Miami and Philly first round.
Kings Warriors rematch.
Yeah, I got
I'm,
everything
I'm,
I
I'm, I'm,
wanted.
I'm trying to figure out where to start, man. I'm gonna let everybody see it before we get into it, man. Like the channel, subscribe to the channel, man. The playoffs are about to get started. Let me pull up these standings, man, because it's getting real intense right now, man. Leave a comment down below if your team's in the playoffs. You got the seeding going on and stuff like that. Let's see what's up, man. Let's start with this West. It's looking kind of intense right now, man. OKC's awaiting. The Nuggets is awaiting. The Nuggets is the number 2 seed, man.
Yeah, so wait, OKC got that number 1 seed. You know what that means? Shay's gonna get the MVP. We gonna start hearing even more
You
about
think
the
so?
Shay. Yeah, Shay's gonna get MVP. I said this from previous episodes. I'm like, if Shay can get that number 1 seed, he's gonna get the MVP. And we want to start hearing more rumblings about him being better than Tatum. I just need to see some playoff success first before I give him that.
I could agree with that. I like Shea. Shea was my pick for MVP this year, specifically just because I want to see somebody different. Jokic already won 2. No disrespect to him, he is well deserved of it as well. But Shea's been doing his thing. It's just kind of crazy right now. I know you mentioned earlier talking about the Pelicans possibly versus the Nuggets in the playoffs a couple episodes ago. I don't have them over the Lakers.
I do.
Um,
The only reason
what you
why is because I don't want the Lakers playing the Nuggets.
what you
Personally,
think? What you think the Pelicans is over the Lakers?
I mean, I think the Lakers are gonna win. My ideal situation is them losing to end up getting an 8th seed. For the followers that follow the show and been supporting from the beginning, if you know me, you know one of my stances was LA would rather play OKC because of the front court that OKC lacks. So because OKC doesn't have that much front court depth, the Lakers can feast on that, and that's how I think they can beat OKC. So I would personally rather see the Pelicans beat the Lakers, and the Lakers beat the Kings. I think the Kings are going to finally get back on the Warriors from that Game 7. And I think they're gonna beat the Warriors this next time around. I expect it to be a high scoring game, but yeah, that'll be my ideal situation. Lakers at 8, Pelicans at 7.
I I I like your take. I just don't think the Lakers is going to be. I think they trying to go for the head of the snake. I think they going after Denver. I think personally, them and the Pelicans is going to be a lot different than what tonight's game that we saw. Um, both teams was fighting tonight. It was a pretty good game, but LeBron James had a triple double with 28 points, 11 rebounds, 17 assists. So he was trying to get this dub. I don't see him letting it go again. But I do feel you. OKC will obviously be the better matchup for them, but get the Nuggets up out of here if you can early.
So do
Um,
you think Peso, and then Mike, whenever you get a chance, you can add. Do
Yeah,
you
I just
think
said my
if
internet.
the Lakers end up winning this playing game, you think they can beat the Nuggets first round?
it's possible. I think honestly in the whole Western Conference, and this is just my opinion, I think the Lakers have the best chance in beating Denver. Then
Not
I
to
will go with
mention
Minnesota.
we might get a KD LeBron playoff second round matchup if the Suns was to beat Minnesota.
Mike, where you at,
And
man?
that game was nice today too.
Mike, your mic's muted, man. We might have lost him a little bit with the connection. You there, Mike? Little froze up, You there? I can see you, but I can't hear you.
But so yeah, I think how the game went today with Minnesota and Phoenix, it was pretty much a blowout, comfortable by Phoenix. I'm liking the little battle between Bill and Ant Man. I just fear will the others step up and be able to hang on and beat Phoenix in the first round. That's what we need to see. I'm on the same boat with Ant as I am with Shea. I love them. I think they're one of the best in the league that we got today, but they got to show us something in the playoffs. So I see it. Now, if we do get a Lakers Phoenix second round, that would be a great thing to
So
see.
so you calling it right now? You think the Suns is gonna be over Minnesota? That's
That's not what I think, but it could be a possibility.
that's gonna be tough. That's gonna be tough, Mike. I think your audio's still down, but yeah, man, it's tough, man. Leave a comment down below. Look at these Western standings right now. Of course, we got to go through the play-in first. We got the rematch of last year with the Kings and the Warriors. The Pelicans and the Lakers is going to be a pivotal matchup. Of course, as you know, the 7th and 8th seed have to play. The winners automatically go to the 7th seed. The loser has to play the winner of the 9 and the 10. Kings and Warriors, man, that's tough. And I wish my guy Clips was here to defend that matchup over there with Golden State. But I think the Kings, in my opinion, since Malik Monk has been injured, they didn't fell off a little bit of a cliff. Shout out to De'Aaron Fox and Sabonis over there. But I think Golden State's on the run right now. They on the roll. They've been a lot of up, a lot been up and down with their chemistry, switching out lineups and stuff like that. Steve Kerr over there still trying to figure it out. I think they finally got a little something going on. Klay Thompson's been hitting on a little bit of a tear, a lot better than he was at the beginning of the season. So I got the Warriors over the Kings in that matchup, and then the Pelicans versus the Warriors for that final 8 spot. So
So, do you think? Who do you think would be the biggest challenge to OKC as an eighth seed?
I think the biggest looking at all the seedings right now, I think everybody in the plane is going to be a challenge to OKC. I think in general the playoffs as a whole is going to be a challenge to OKC because this is their first year. They got the number 1 seed, and it's something they gotta. I'm not going to sit here and say they got to go out and prove to the world because they are up and coming team. I give them by next season, maybe 2 seasons after that, I could see them in the finals for sure. I'll call it a spade right now with them. I just think they need to go in there, play hard with the young talent that they got, continue to build that chemistry, continue to fight, and you get the Lakers, you never know. You get them in that matchup, you could run them old guys out of the gym. It's possible. The same thing with the Warriors, even though you still got Curry over there, who they still running and gunning, but Draymond's getting older. Clay's not the same. You can still run those guys out of the gym over there, man. OKC has a very, very good team. I just don't think that this year is the year, and it sucks because, of course, they got the number 1 seed.
Okay, so if, hypothetically, let's say the Warriors are the eighth seed. Do you think the Warriors will be OKC? And if OKC was to lose, how would the narrative now be on Shea? Is he gonna get some grace, or is he gonna get the same harsh um, critiques that like a Tatum would have? Or I don't even hate too much critique on Luka, but same for Luka or etc. Because we haven't got to that point yet where Shea's, the Ant-Mans of the world are getting that same level of critique that a Tatum, Lucas, Dames, Joel get.
So to answer your first question, if the Warriors was to match up with OKC, I would go with the Warriors winning that matchup. I think it'll be a 7-game series, and the only reason why I would go with Golden State is because of their experience. It's the only reason. To answer your second question, overall, I think that the narrative when it comes to like Tatum and Luka specifically, those guys been here for like 5, 6 years, 7 years. Shea has been here for some time too. But
people forget he was on that Clippers team that took Golden
yeah,
State for 6 games. He was, I think it was rookie year, but I think he had a big role off that bench. I think he started a game or two. I could be wrong, but he has some type of very. It's minimal, but this isn't new for him to be in the playoffs.
No, absolutely. I definitely agree with you. I think specifically. I don't think we could compare. I wouldn't compare him with the Tatum if slander that we get. Of course, everybody knows if Thunder was to lose in the first round of the playoffs because, let's say last year they was in the playoffs. They wasn't a top 4 seed. This is Shy's really first time, really first stint with this team and this organization to really show his dominance. I feel like they really built the scheme and their system around him to be able to at least have the ball in his hands and make better decisions more this season. Um, Tatum's been there the past 5 years. He's had opportunities in the Eastern Conference Finals and Finals. The same thing with Luka. He's had stars next to him. Porzingis is now he has Kyrie. I still think Luka has a little bit more time before we get to that, calling out situation with him. But yeah, I think Shy's now entering that realm with the Tatum talks and the Luka talks because we talk about the up and coming talent. Of course, we know it's Shea, Ant Man, Luka, Tatum, Jokic, those guys. Like we got to start pointing it out. You know,
Yeah,
I
I
just
guess my
I just
biggest.
personally think after this season, then I won't be mad if Golden State beats OKC, and I'm not gonna personally go out there and be like, well, Shea's not an MVP. You know, as long as he goes out there and does his thing, then
I think my biggest gripe with everything is, I think to my own fault too. This time where I do this too, so it's not like I'm just saying everyone else does it in the media. But we get so fascinated with the new toy to where, because there's already been conversations. Shea's better than Tatum. Shea's better than um, Curry. Like, I'm hearing all these names. I'm just like, can he show us something first? Like, I knew he was capable of doing this from last few seasons when if we had our fantasy draft. I had Shea, so I already knew what he's capable of. This doesn't surprise me. All them being this good as a team surprises me, but the individual himself there's no shock to me, and I'm happy for Shea, and I think he does deserve the MVP. Although I would love to have Tatum get more respect because the best team on the league, the best player on the best team all season, not half the season, all season, isn't getting enough credit. But I mean, when you look at the season, I'm not mad if people were to say Luka or Jokic because of the stats. So that I can't be mad. I just have to agree to disagree with some things. I just hope we just kind of slow down and let. I don't want to overvalue too much of what Shea's doing before he gets some real accomplishments done as far as team success goes. That's my biggest issue because it's like let him go through the growing pains if he has any growing pains. Who knows? They might be the number one seed now, and they might get to the finals. Who knows? I'm
and
just
and
saying. I just hope they just give him grace. Is what a long story short.
and I definitely agree with you, especially on that last part. There's no short to OKC. They definitely have potential to make that finals. Um, depending on who they play. Um, but it's tough. It's tough, man. Leave a comment down below. What's y'all ceiling for OKC in the playoffs uh this season? They're the number 1 seed, man. I really want to get into the Clippers and the Mavericks matchup. I feel like I don't know. I guess we could consider it a rivalry if you want. Um, it seemed like these guys play each other a lot in the playoffs. Where you at with that matchup?
Yeah. There's no rivalry because the Clippers whoop their ass every time. The same thing with Philly and Boston. But this is the teams are different now. Um, I like Dallas in this series, and the reason being is because we don't know what Clippers teams we're gonna get, and that's the problem with this team in the last couple of years. Like you just don't know what type of Clippers team you're gonna see from day to day, from game to game,
What you got
and you
Dallas?
have the
What you got?
injuries.
What you got Dallas in?
If the Clippers show up as a Spectre Gadget and they don't look recognizable, then I got Dallas winning in 6. If the Clippers come and play and for Christ's sakes, Ty Lue doesn't go small ball, and he actually uses his bigs, I think the Clippers could win in 7. I think this is going 6 or 7 games. Either way, I just pray that Kawhi and PG are healthy enough to play. The Achilles heel though is James Harden. Is James Harden going to
And
show
it
up, or is he going to have one of those games where he just disappears again?
and it sucks, man. It sucks because every time I feel like every season the past couple of years we're always looking at Kawhi to be like, we hope that he's gonna be here. We hope that he's gonna be healthy. I'm gonna go with the Mavericks the same way. I got them in about 6 games. I want to say 5, but I'm not gonna be disrespectful. I don't believe in James Harden, and I said that earlier into the episodes when we first started the podcast. He becomes a shell of himself in the playoffs. That's just my opinion. He's not the same player. Paul George, I don't know. That's a hit or miss situation. And Kawhi is arguably the best player, top 3 player in the NBA when he's healthy, especially in the playoffs. That's going to be a tough matchup. But I think the difference now with the Clippers a little bit is that you got Ty Lue there now, and I'm really interested to see what Ty Lue is going to do with the switches on Luka on defense. What he's going to do with Kyrie over there playing off the ball. Then you still got to deal with Gafford running up and down that court, and then PJ Washington over there stretching the floor. The Clippers are going to challenge the Mavericks, though. They got to play some defense, man. I got to call that out because, like you said, if Kawhi's there, Paul George is hitting on all cylinders, and James Harden is at least doing the median. They got to play some defense over there and stuff like that. Mike, you back?
Yeah, I'm back. Sorry about that. My Wi-Fi was acting up. I finally got it
Mike's
working.
in the house.
Hey, man. Mike's
Make me
here,
like
man.
Mike.
Mike, looking at these Western standings, man, anything you want to point out, man? We got the play-in locked in, 1 through 6 locked in, man. What you feeling?
So, as I'm looking at it right now, I got the Mavericks over the Clippers. I got the Timberwolves over the Suns. I got the Lakers over the Pelicans. And then I got the Kings over the Warriors on the Western side.
So you got the Pelicans playing the Kings in the final play-in to get that 8th seed.
Yeah, and I still got to take some more time to think about that one, man. I as of right now, I'd probably lean towards the Kings, but that game could go either way.
So you got Warriors getting knocked out.
Yes, sir.
That's not bad.
Get them out of here.
That's not bad.
The boot.
Man, I want to get to the East, man.
For their tickets.
We talked about this West quite a bit, man. I wanna get to the East, man, because the Knicks took the number 2 seed, man.
I'm from New York.
Knicks took the number 2 seed. We got the Hawks and the Bulls playing 9th and 10th seed. Miami Heat and the Philadelphia 76ers playing in another playing game. Jalen Brunson, another 40-point game tonight. And if you guys watched, I was kind of confused because, I understand why Chicago was probably out. Well, no, I'm not going to say that. I don't understand why Chicago was out there playing hard because it would have never made a difference of where they was at in the standings, but they was trying to give the Knicks a run for their money tonight.
Well, you got to think about it. One, they have nothing to lose, so keeping that rhythm, so the starters aren't rusty going into that playing game because it's win or go home, and then also if you beat the Knicks, you potentially might have to see them in the conference finals. We all know the Bulls ain't going that far, but if hypothetically, let's say that was the case, you won't have to see them until. No, actually, you'll see them in the second round. I lied. Because New York would have been the 4th seed or the 5th seed. No, I was wrong. They would have been the 3rd seed. So yeah, either way, they would have had seen them further down the line. I like the game. The refs almost blew the game, but the Knicks played really hard, man. Although the Knicks were just careless with the ball this game. Like the amount of turnovers they just was having was like days ago. It was almost they didn't want the 2nd seed almost the way they was playing down the stretch.
So before we get into the 1 through 6 a little bit more, I personally don't give a damn about the Bulls and the Hawks. I don't care about that. Um, I think 7 and 8 seed is going to be exactly what it looks like in the playing right now. And then I'll let you go, Mike. I personally got Miami beating Philly in that game, and then I got Philly over whoever wins out of Chicago and Atlanta. I don't know what's going on with Embiid, but even with him being there, I know he's not even probably like 80%. But I think Miami's gonna try to. I think Miami wants to avoid Boston, and it's not no disrespect to Miami. It's not no slouch on them, nothing like that. Them seeing the Knicks right there in that second seed, I think they trying to run for that. And then you got Milwaukee and Pacers over there. I think Miami's going to try to run for that. And then I got Philly against Boston in the first round. Mike, where you at with it?
I'm the same as you. I think, but what I think is a little bit differently. I got the 76ers over the Heat, and I think it'll just stay the way it is with 76ers at 7 at Heat and 8. I personally think myself the Hawks will beat the Bulls, and it'll come down to the Hawks and the Heat. But I think the Heat will end up beating the Hawks in the end when it's all said and done. But I think that goes, as you said, for teams avoiding Boston. I think every team wants to avoid Boston. I don't think anyone wants to play them in the Eastern Conference.
Man, let's cut the crap. I got Chicago making the playoffs. I got Chicago beating Atlanta, and then I got Chicago in an upset against Miami.
I'm not mad at that.
7 playing the Knicks, and I got Chicago playing Boston. And I think
I'm not
Boston
mad at
wins
that.
in 5, and I think the Knicks beat Philly in 6.
I'm not mad at them.
And depending on Giannis's health, I may lean towards the Pacers, but I'm iffy. As of now, I'm kind of 50-50 with the Bucks Pacers.
I don't care if Giannis is healthy or not. I got the Pacers.
And you know how I feel about the Magic against
Musa.
Boston. So
Musa, Musa, I'm gonna have to take note on this take and keep you on lock for this one, because that's a pretty good one, man. That's a hot one right there, man. I'm not mad at the Chicago one right there. And I know a lot of people haven't been watching Chicago basketball, but DeMar DeRozan is still DeMar DeRozan, and a lot of people haven't been paying attention to Alex Caruso over there. He's still who he is, dying a lot better. And then let's talk about
Kobe.
Let's talk about Kobe White. Let's talk about Kobe White.
They gave New York a run for their money right tonight, and they didn't have Drummond or Levine. We know Lonzo's been out.
Yep.
I don't think Patrick Williams played either. So, I mean, I personally, I think Chicago's trash. But taking the lesser two evils, I like them more than I like Atlanta. So I'm gonna go with Chicago, and I would like to see Chicago back in the playoffs. I want to see Kobe White and Caruso on the court in the postseason. So that's my hot take.
Real quick before we move on, so you got the Bulls over the Hawks. You got Philly over Miami.
Yep.
And then the Bulls upset in Miami for that final 8 seed.
Yep.
Let's leave it where it is, man. Leave a comment down below. The play-in standings right there, right now. Who you got coming out of the play-in, man? Leave a comment down below. Like the channel, subscribe. So
do y'all hear any noise back in my background, please, sir?
Nah, you good.
If y'all do, my apologies. You know, people watching the show. You know, family outing right now. We got some family games going on. It gets pretty tense in my family. I don't know about everyone else's family. We can't go 5 minutes without people arguing about a damn 7-Up game.
Them games be intense, man.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Real, man. So
I'm over here in my niece and nephew's little play area.
See? They about to make you. They about to make you clean that up in a second.
This is dedication, y'all. All the people watching, this is dedication. No matter where I'm at.
Dedication, man. Listen,
taking time away from his family to appease the public. That's a man of the public, right there.
Listen, family's important, man. If you got family, love your family, man. Love your family. I kind of want to talk some shit. I want to talk some shit.
Oh, here we go.
Damian Lillard was 2 for 14, 16 points. The Magic beat the Bucks. They lose the number 2 seed, now the number 3. Bucks versus the Pacers. As we know, the Pacers been busting their ass all season. The Pacers are still playing at a high offensive tier. And correct me if I'm wrong, I believe they're still top 3 in most points average per game.
And they still don't play no defense.
They don't.
That's
but
true.
the Bucks don't play no defense either.
I like the Bucks. I like the Bucks to get stopped before I like the Pacers. But I'll let you finish talking your ish.
Do you think? I mean, for me, I watched the game. It didn't look like the Bucks really wanted to win.
So you told me they.
And I'm trying.
So I'm going to get this straight. You saying the Bucks is like, you know what? We want that thirsty because we gonna bust Indiana's ass. That's what you telling me.
I'm not saying that, but I think it was more so like them motherfuckers been whooping my ass all year. I want to get back. I want to. This the playoffs now. Let's get it.
They want the get back for that ball.
You're telling me Dame said, I'm going to wait till the first round against Tyrese Halliburton to show him what Dame Time's really all about? That's what I'm hearing.
We know Dame Time is Dame Time, and Dame Time is when it's important. So this is important.
He has showed up in the playoffs in the past, too.
Yeah, he showed up in the first round. Yep. He's best in the first round.
All I got to say, I don't know. For the Bucks, it's looking scary right now, in my opinion, man. Of course, we know Giannis has the lingering injury. I really hope that, and I pray because I want health this year in the postseason, man. But seeing what happened with KD in 2019 when he had that Achilles tear after straining that calf, the same thing that happened to Giannis and stuff like that, seeing the same motion of him falling, I'm just afraid for him. Just especially knowing like the difference. KD's a shooter. Giannis is on that leg. He drives all the time. He's making quick stops under the goal and stuff like that. Like, I hope he's all right. I guess we'll see. The same thing with Embiid. We see him buckle his knee the other day. We got BI coming back for the Pelicans. We got Karl Anthony Towns coming back. I just hope and I pray for good health. But it's looking scary for the Bucks, man. I don't know. I don't have no faith in the Bucks right now just because how Dame's looking with and without Giannis. I got Pacers in 7.
Yeah, I got the Pacers as well, man. I think it's a heated rivalry between the two of them, between the Pacers bouncing them in the play-in and with the game ball for when Giannis set the record. It's a heated rivalry. I think it's going to be a good series, but I got the Pacers. I'm on the same boat as you. I think the Bucks are done after today, losing that 2 seed.
Bucks in 5.
5, wow.
Bucks in 5.
You got the Bucks in 5?
Only giving the Pacers 1 dub. Damn.
I think Giannis might sit the first game or two if he plays. I think he might have a mediocre first game, and they might squeak by. But I think Middleton's going to give you a couple games. I think Bobby Portis is going to give you a game. And Dame will have Dame time when the time to close it out with Giannis. And I think it's the least amount of pressure they're going to have because Doc Rivers don't have to make any adjustments. And he don't do that already. So that's right up his alley. And I think Obi Toppin and everyone is going to struggle a little bit. And the biggest reason why they're going to only probably get 1 game is one, Tyrese is hindered with the hamstring. Miles' inconsistency. And the biggest reason is Benedict Mathurin being out for the rest of the season with the shoulder, which it sucks because
I totally forgot about that.
I'm a big fan of Benedict Mathurin. So to see him not be able to get his first postseason run sucks. I think this is going to be the series where they really going to wish they had Bruce Brown for the least perimeter defense aspect. Because I think playmaking would help for Bruce, but I think they're fine with playmaking because they got T.J. O'Connell, and then you have Andrew Nemhart. So, but yeah, Bucks in 5.
I'm not gonna lie to you. I totally forgot about Mathurin being out. I might have to change my whole pick on that. And I didn't forget about Tyrese Halliburton's lingering injury, but Whew.
Damn, I might be the only guy on the Pacers after this.
But
Yeah, nah.
think about it, right, you guys. We both two of the best players on each team are hindered with some serious injuries.
Yep.
It's serious because of where the leg where it's at on the body and their style of play. So if Tyrese is hindered, who's the Indiana's second best player you think could get them over the hump? Miles Turner? And then when you look at Milwaukee, you have Dame. I easily think Milwaukee has 3 of the top 5 players in the series off rip. I might even say 4 out of 6, if I'm being honest, because Dame, Giannis, Middleton,
Lopez.
Tyrese.
I'll put Bobby Portis before
I'll
Lopez.
put Bobby Portis.
Yeah. Okay,
Bobby
fair
Portis.
enough.
Because if Brook Lopez ain't making shots,
Yeah,
he don't
that's
rebound.
True. That's true.
He done burnt me so many times.
He always seems to show up though when it matters. Though he always seems to show up. So yeah, that series is actually going to be tough. I think that's going to be something to look forward to.
Yeah, they do have 3 of the top 5 players. Because I almost forgot about Siakam.
Shout out the Knicks, man. Can we give some shout out to the Knicks, number 2 seed in
shout
the
Eastern
Eastern
Jalen
Conference.
Brunson too.
Facts. 40 points tonight against the Bulls, man. Another 40-point game. I believe he's been averaging about 35 points a game since the All-Star break.
Best point guard in the East?
We talking about Draco talking about the Chrysler 300. We need to upgrade that. We need to upgrade that to at least a Tesla or something,
my
man.
boy
Because
looking
that
like
man
a
is
G-Wagon
running.
out there. The way he carrying motherfuckers.
Shout out to the Knicks, man. But real quick before we get out of here, man. Like how's we all Celtics fans here? How you think it's looking for them this year?
Big PP. Oh, no Diddy.
I need honest takes on this one. Given how the playoffs is looking right now, where you got the Celtics?
I like where we're at. You guys know how I feel from yesterday's episode with them matching up against the Magic, which is why I would rather have Cleveland win that first round matchup. Because I think we will have a better chance against Cleveland. But I think we're in a good position. I think whoever we play first round, we smoke them in five games. Maybe 6. If it's Philly, I might give them 6. Just because Embiid is Embiid.
So off of your take, if you got Chicago going to the AC, you got Boston winning in what?
5.
I think Boston sweeps Chicago if they play them. They have owned them all year.
I think they sweep the
Yeah.
Get them out of here.
That's the easiest game the Boston can play.
And then I got Cleveland winning, but if Cleveland was to play Boston second round, I got Boston in 6 or 5. And then if Orlando plays us, I'm going to go 6 because I think Orlando's gonna be our biggest challenge in the East, just because of their size. But they're so young, so they don't know they ain't supposed to be here yet. And then, actually, I take that back. The Knicks is probably gonna be our biggest challenge. I don't care if Randall's is out. They some dogs on New York. They got dogs over there. Josh Hart, DiVincenzo, Hardenstein, them boys play hard. That's a Tom Thibodeau team.
Don't forget about Anunoby.
I said OG. If I didn't, definitely him. That's a Tom Thibodeau led team, man, through and through. With identity, DNA, all of that. I just pray that Brunson doesn't get hurt and have the same situation Rose had, as opposed to just being ran through the mud constantly because the high usage and everything.
Them Thibodeau schemes, man. Trying to tell you.
But the reason why I don't think that might be the case is because of the style of play. Brunson's not explosive like how Rose was. So I think that works in his favor. And I think Ace picked them earlier. But yeah, it's looking like the Knicks might make it to the conference finals. And if they play us in the conference finals, I'm going with Boston, but that could go either way because they're real gritty. Boston will have to work for that. So I love how the East is looking.
Mike,
For,
what you got for the Celtics?
for the Celtics, I explained my path on yesterday's episode. Basically, what I think's the best for them. I think they just got to stay focused and play hard and play physical to get through this Eastern Conference. First round, I think best opponent for them to face would be the Bulls. I think they can beat them easily, sweep them. 76ers, the Celtics have owned the 76ers in the playoffs. Probably we give them 5 or 6 games. The Heat are not the same team this year that they've been in the past. Celtics should beat them, but you just never know with Jimmy Butler, Eric Spoelstra, and that whole team. They've the only time the Celtics have beat them is in the Eastern Conference Finals 2 years ago. So it all depends on who they play first round, second round. I like how they match up against Cleveland and the Magic. I think they match up against both of them pretty equally. I'd say Celtics in 6 games with either one of them. I understand we lost to Cleveland earlier and lost to the Magic around Thanksgiving. But I also like how they match up against the Knicks. I would much rather see them play the Knicks than the Bucks, even without Giannis, because I just think Milwaukee matches up better to Boston than the Knicks do personally.
It's gonna be interesting, man. The playoffs is here, man. I'm amped. I'm amped for it. Real quick, before we get out of here, if you had to pick one matchup. Of course, we still got the playing going on and stuff like that. That hasn't started yet. But what are you looking forward to? Give me one matchup you're looking forward to as currently constructed right now.
I'm gonna go Bucks, Pacers, Clippers, Mavs will be my third, and my second is the Timberwolves Suns.
Mike,
things might change based on the seeding for the 7th and 8th seeds.
Mike, what you looking forward to?
I think Bucks Pacers by far is going to be the best series. This is the most heart between those teams. That's a real heated rivalry that we got now for the East. And then in the West, just as of right now, based off of what I'm looking at, I definitely think the Mavericks and the Clippers are going to put up a good series. I got the Mavs personally myself, but as of right now, that could change with the way the playing goes. But as the seedings go right now, those would be my 2 matchups personally.
Man, it's tough. We here, though. The NBA playoffs, the NBA standings is right here. As you can see it, leave a comment down below. How y'all feeling about the standings right now? Make sure y'all like the channel. We still doing the Grade A giveaway. Make sure you leave a comment down below. Grade A giveaway to enter the giveaway. Once we get to 100 subscribers, we will do a live poll to get those 2 winners out and going. Like the channel, subscribe. We appreciate y'all being here. Enjoy the plan.
Yes,
we'll be back soon with another episode. Peace.
Love, y'all.
Grade A. Hey, run that thing up.